Good evening and welcome to Darkness over Dublin, the Sabbat venue, and welcome into the loving embrace of our Father Cain. Tonight, we start within the main cathedral. Last night, some things went down. A bunch of shovelheads, good group of them. Some of them hungry, confused, are still milling about. One of them seems to not have moved. For anyone who was here, if they even noticed her, probably not, they would see that this woman, young woman, is just sitting and just staring out, pretty much as in the picture, and just sitting there, it just seems to just sit there. And about her is shovelheads in general. And this is where we will begin the scene.
So, Christian is dressed in his usual attire of a suit, and he's just walking around the cathedral, taking it all in, looking out, kind of like a tourist would. For the most part, he doesn't seem to notice or care for Emily. Although he does keep an eye out for anybody in particular. For everybody.
I mean, it's also easy because there is at least like 10 or 15 people just in a group around her, very close to her. Like, it's publicly known that a new group of shovelheads has just been embraced, like, within, like, 2 days of this, so.
Okay, and so that group is all shovelheads, right?
You would make a very good assumption of that, yes.
Okay. He still ignores them.
As you should. Or, I mean, something. Right. And after the ice cream parlor, I believe the two others will arrive?
Yeah. Amelia will buy Tanner ice cream because she's been nagging him. So it's like, here, have the ice cream. It's fine. There you go. Good boy. She's walking out. She can't eat any, so she'll just buy it for him because it makes him feel happier. Fuck it. She's a nice duchess today.
Yeah, Tanner would be coming in behind Amelia with the ice cream, eating it, because one should never let ice cream go to waste, especially not triple chocolate fudge. Oh.
And yeah, Amelia will walk in, probably smoking a cigarette. She's walking and puts the sunglasses like above her head, that type of thing, as she's just walking in, rubbing her face.
Whenever Amelia walks in, Christian will kind of just nod to her.
She just, nod, exchange a few pleasantries. Some people nod at her, she nods at them, and she'll kind of just lounge down on the chair, really, looking up at Tanner going, "Are you happy?"
He'll actually, stop before putting another bite in his mouth. Yeah. Who are the new people?
Shovelheads. New batch. 50 of them are coming with us on the raids.
Against
Cam? Yeah.
Okay.
Where we've claimed. We're using them as cannon fodder. They're going to be our frontline assault force.
Oh.
You can go say hi to them if you'd like.
Yeah, and I guess I can kind of tell you what impressions I get.
Sure. I don't mind you doing your thing.
Well, with that, Tanner will, quickly shovel in a couple other bites of the triple chocolate fudge before kind of starting to move around through the new shovel heads. You know, greeting as whichever ones would talk to him.
There's probably like some people that will express that they're very, very, very fucking hungry, and some will growl. Some will be confused. Emily just seems to, well, if you notice her in the group, she just seems to be completely stiff and just sit there and just stare straight ahead.
That's actually probably one of the more notable things.
Yes, and Christian would also take note of that too, because that's abnormal behavior.
We'll move up to the woman that's just staring straight ahead, and we'll put on a nice big smile. Hi, I'm Tanner. How are you doing?
As soon as you recognize her, she will just audibly produce some sort of and will just crawl backwards, almost like a scared animal of some sort, and just scroll back to the wall. It just seems to just
Amelia
make
lets
friends with the wall.
Amelia lets out a chuckle, smoking her cigarette, looking at the shovel heads and seeing the one crawl back from Tanner, smirking.
Tanner will hold out his ice cream. Would you like some ice cream?
She covers her head with her face or with her hands, and puts them in between her legs. Just seems to crawl up in a ball.
Bad experiences? And he'll, be watching her.
You might be able to hear that she's whispering something to herself.
He does have Auspex.
Then I will give it to you. She's whispering something like, "It wasn't a dream." What? It wasn't a dream. I'm crazy. Some of it doesn't make too much sense, but it's a mixture of different ramblings.
It wasn't a dream, but you're not crazy. Well,
Whoever you are,
look
stay away.
crazier than I.
Whoever you are,
I'm
stay away
Tanner.
from me.
I'm Tanner.
You can be. Please. Just go away, please.
You need to pull yourself out. A rational mind, a thinking mind. That'll help you. Don't respond entirely on emotion. You gotta think some.
You will just see. For the first time, she looks up at you, and she looks somewhat annoyed. She just stares at you. And you will see her fangs distend, and she will just point at them and just say, "Tell me how a rational mind rationalizes this." And she just points to her mouth.
It's called You Died and You Woke Up Vampire. Canite. No longer human.
At hearing that, Christian will just chuckle and kind of just nod to Amelia and be like, wow, glad he didn't wake up as a niche, or she didn't wake up as a niche. That would have been a hell of a day.
Amelia just stretch her back out and start walking over. Muse, with just a bemused smile on her face, just curiously, taking her time.
Yeah. And he goes back to idly just watching the group, any of the people around him, looking at the architecture. Kind of bored.
Then, since you've only been like this for a short time, you're hungry. And that's probably on your mind too.
Could you please be quiet?
Locking up's not going to help. Shutting out the world isn't going to help. It's going to make things worse.
Look, they've explained things to me, but I just,
Processing. Trying to cope. Trying to understand.
I'm trying to not to be creeped out by people like you who seem very, very comfortable with this.
He'll look at his ice cream. Take another bite out of it. I still can't give up human food. It's too good. It's different. You gotta know. Sometimes it's for better or worse. Sometimes it's for the better. You woke up. You woke up on time. You crawled out. You survived. Some don't. How did it happen?
Emily just tries to look away.
Do you know of what family you belong?
Look, they said not to talk to anyone and just do what I was told. And, like, people don't talk to me. I shouldn't be talking to you. Please, I'm just gonna. And she just gets up on her feet and she just begins to try and walk away, but yeah.
Amelia eventually arrive and just stare at Tanner. Have you found one you like?
Something about her. Don't know. It's different.
If I may interject, Ductus,
Just look over her shoulder.
I believe that Tanner is attracted to her altered mental state as opposed to the rest of these shovel heads in such a way that she is reacting in a reclusive manner rather than a predatory manner.
I see. She like touched Tanner's cheek with one of her fingers. How very humane of you. She had this creepy smile.
Or it could be the blood of Malkavians. That could also draw.
Just turns and inspects Emily up and down.
But I'm not sure. I don't think so. It's different than
Or
that. I believe.
or it's called shock.
Also
Emily
possible.
is still trying to just ever so slightly, just along the wall, just begin to move away. She's not being inconspicuous about it. It's quite apparent. It's almost comical.
Yeah.
She also still has the
Snort.
semblances of life.
Of course to do. She just came up out of the ground.
She has it even more so than the rest of them.
You'll just begin to like casually push some shovel heads out of the way. If any give her a growl, she just glares at them and they kind of take a step back. It's that type of thing. And she kind of curiously approach Emily. More not openly hostile, but more definitely curious, like she's found some sort of thing on the floor that she's amused with almost.
And Christian will also circle around far enough away from Emily, but enough so that Emily knows that the way that she was going is cut off without walking into Christian.
Look, I don't want any trouble. Okay, I'm going to do what I'm told. It's fine. Like, please, I don't want.
Oh, I'm not going to hurt you. Don't worry. I'm just inspecting you.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
Unfortunately, from your rank of position, inspection is a typical thing. However, I am not like most. I won't be aggressive. I'm just merely assessing you.
I mean, a few things. She is still wearing the clothing, and she hasn't really been for a bath or anything. So she is still completely covered in. Well, there is on her throat and mouth. There is blood from her having, well, maybe not too effectively fed on someone. So there is blood all the way down her training. She looks as though she's either been to the gym or been out running or something. She's wearing like training clothing and some wrecked like sneakers of some kind. She doesn't have anything else on, and she's covered in dirt and everything from clawing her way out of the giant, well, mass grave essentially. So she's, but as you get closer, you begin to see like, well, Torna, you know, but I'll just describe for the others. Emily is, she may not look it here, but as you get closer and actually inspect her, she's got a bit of muscle on her. Like she looks as though she's maybe been a swimmer in her youth or something. Maybe she still is, or something to that effect. Like she's actually not as petite as you first may have seen her. She's actually got a bit of muscle mass.
Strong build. You work out a lot then? Or did?
Look, yes. She's not looking
Good.
into Amelia's eyes. She's looking downward.
Good, that will serve you well. Being physically strong is often a great benefit. Out to the gym, were we? She kind of gesture at her clothes.
No.
Is that what you normally dress like?
Most of the time.
I see. Inspects the blood, looks up, looks down, sniffs. How did it feel the first time?
Horrible.
Do you remember their face?
I just remember the blood. Their throat being ripped open, and then me just jumping and just drinking as much. She shakes her head and again looks down, and she's just. No, I don't remember their face.
Lucky. I hear that's the part that sticks with somebody the longest.
Okay, you've inspected me. Can you please leave me alone?
Christian will just laugh loudly at that.
What are you so?
Does
What
do
are you
you
so?
take? Go
What are
for
you
it.
so? What are you so afraid of?
They told us not to talk with anyone or anything, and do as we're told and not do anything unless told to, and we shouldn't mix with the others. We shouldn't get into trouble, and I don't want to get into trouble, so I just want to not.
I'm one of the people who orders you around. So me inspecting you is probably the most healthiest thing that can happen. Interacting and responding to my questions means you're not going to get in trouble at all. That's a free tip for how things work.
But okay, so if you're in charge, how do I is there some sort of like draft or something? If I do stuff, if I do enough stuff, can I then leave or what?
We'll just take a good chuckle at that. No, there's no draft. The services are permanent, unfortunately.
Yes, think more of it as a conscription.
You see, there is something out there, many, many things, coming to kill all of us. And it's waiting, and it's hungrier, and it's far older than you can even possibly imagine. And it's hungry and wants to devour this whole world in blood. You have been recruited into the army that's going to stop them. You were chosen among all these people here. Were chosen to fight, to stop that.
But if it's like I saw some people doing some things that was insane, but if it's that much older, how can we stop it? Like
Through our sheer force and will.
Ever heard of death by 1,000 cuts?
well, I haven't heard of people growing claws out of their fingers and being able to rip people apart like they were. I don't know what, but I don't really know what to think. And maybe death by 1,000 cuts doesn't apply in this whatever's going on.
No. For you now, your main prerogative is survival. You're to be better than all these 20 people standing around you. Because an army needs soldiers that can survive.
And if you're not strong enough, I can just make you into a chair.
Emily just tightens up even more. Just slowly turns her head and just looks at her. I'm sorry, what?
If you're not strong enough, you won't survive. That, or I'll just turn you into a chair.
What kind of metaphor is that? Like,
Literal.
Emily does not seem to compute. She doesn't think that you're particularly funny, it seems.
He wasn't making a joke.
I know. I'm saying it out of character.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Focus on surviving and making sure that when everyone else begins to cry, rage, you are completely calm and still and know what you have to do. Worry about that moment rather than what's going to happen after.
Okay. So, can I, so, what's your name?
You can call me Amelia.
Okay. Do you like, do you like sleep in a coffin? Or...
No, I sleep in a nice bed.
Oh,
But I, before, had to grind my way to the dirt, just like you did.
oh, okay. Right. Um, so we're gonna fight this old thing, and right. Okay, that's just perfect. Great. Survive, soldier. Sure. So can I ask you another thing?
Yes, you may.
What I understand people drinking other people's blood, but when someone says drinking their soul, what they mean? Because like a couple of people mentioned it yesterday, and I don't know. I mean, is that different, or is that just
Imagine taking someone's very essence inside you and then shattering it so you're the one now controlling everything they were and everything they ever will be.
Guess it would be a poor time to bring up the Bible.
There's only so much I can take. Please don't mention the Bible.
Oh, the Bible has nothing to do with it just yet for you. But soon you will
That's
learn.
fuck.
We are
That
not.
will literally be her words.
We are not no raving pack of fundamentalists, but there is one who made us all, and we are his warriors and children.
Right. Okay. That's perfect. That's good.
So just look over her shoulder at the other two. What do you make of her?
Might be interesting to see how this plays out. Still thinking on it.
My opinion of her is I don't think she would last the first encounter with an actual foe unless she gets over her mental blocks. Otherwise, she might prove useful.
Look, chairperson. If I have to fight to get out of this place, I'll fight. I'll do whatever I have to. But just, are we talking pacify, or are we talking...
Kill. There's no mercy for our enemies, for they will show us none.
I gathered as much when someone died when they were digged out of the ground.
point behind her at the Zemis. What he said. Be better than that. If you are, well then, that'll be very interesting.
That's perfect. So, I've been conscripted to an army I don't really know, and she stops herself and just nods a bit and just says, "Don't get turned into a chair or die." Got it. I can do that.
She just started to turn to walk away. Just remember, kill. Kill and kill it quickly and efficiently. Don't hesitate, or you'll die. It's what I had to learn. And she says she's just walking back very casually.
Christian loses interest in Emily and starts looking at the others, keeping his distance.
Just walked by Tanner. Are you still wishing to play with her?
I still trying to make sense of it.
Well, talk to her like... Not like you're talking to a test tube. You just pat him on the shoulder and go and sit down.
So what did you used to do?
I studied sports physiology. I do, and I did some. I'm. Is she like your? Is she family or you two know each other?
We know each other. In a way, you could say that we're family. We're pack.
What's that? Is that like platoon?
In a way, kinda. It's closer. It's different.
Oh, okay. I'm. I can't go back to what I once did, right?
You can't go back doing what you were where you were. No.
The people who abducted me, they killed my trainer, my promoter, my.
Was your promoter your trainer? Were they important to you?
Yeah,
Who were they?
Michael. It was Michael Tenner. He's been my coach for some time now, and my promoter, trainer, uh, PR stuff and things.
So you got to work closely with them.
Yeah.
And he was... How exactly did he die?
I don't want to talk about it. It's what, 2, 3 days ago, and I saw parts of him getting thrown at me, okay? It was fucking
Ouch.
horrifying, and I want to find whoever did this. But apparently I'm with them now.
That's rough. It is.
She looks at you, her eyes squint a little bit, and she just goes, "Yeah, it's rough. Like, do you have some sort of developmental issues? Like you seem like, are you actively trying to make me feel worse? I don't know. I mean,
No, I'm trying to see where you're at. Get your emotional states. That way, I want to empathize, to understand.
you can't, it seems, which is a problem. Look, just let me do my things, okay? I'm good, okay?
How I came into this is different than you.
Obviously, and I really don't want to talk about it.
Yours was far more brutal. And my condolences.
Okay, noted. Thank you for your condolences. Now, please leave me alone.
He'll take a couple bites of his ice cream and kind of go sit in a chair, thinking.
Amelia just lounges there, watching the shovel heads. With this amused smile on her face.
I'm curious, man. What would happen if we brought in like 3 humans and just pushed them into the group?
They would be torn apart.
That'd be interesting to watch.
Be interesting to watch who gets first pick.
Yes, that and the aftermath.
Depends.
What? Watching all these new shovel heads' horrified faces at what they've done.
Did you start out as a shovel hand?
No, I didn't. I was apparently a... Well, I guess that's a story for another time. But needless to say, my sire found me.
I see. You can always tell which ones are shovel hands among the true Sabbat. It's that hunger never quite leaves their eyes.
One would almost feel bad for them.
How so?
Oh, knowing that some of them won't last a week.
I'd be more excited about the ones that do last than pity the whelp that doesn't.
Emily is listening in with 2 successes.
I'd be more concerned with the ones who manage to push through that mental block and vomit and shit and piss themselves and cry, but still manage to drive the knife in. For you see, as she takes off her sunglasses, she has that same feral look that some of those shovel heads had. Those are the ones who really know how to take power, make it theirs, rather than die in disgrace.
True. I'm more interested in the ones that can think for themselves.
They're the ones I'm talking about. I was a shovelhead. My sire did not allow me any, what was it she called it, weakness. If I was to be her child, then I was to rise from the ranks, from the bottom, in the mud with the rest of them. And I
Well,
rose.
It certainly got too far, madam.
She just smirk. It's because I'm willing to do anything for the sword. Pain.
By the way, do you know anybody that knows, Raite?
Berets? You mean a pack priest?
Yes.
Why are you
I'm-
looking to join one?
I've joined one, and he does the finger air quotes. But I believe we still need a pack priest to do the...
So you're looking for a pack priest.
Yes.
Who have you joined with?
He kind of just furrows his forehead and kind of pinches his nose for a bit and thinks before saying, the Eye of Cain.
Hmm.
Tanner will stop eating his ice cream and kind of look towards Emily. Say, Emily? Or he'll say, ma'am, I will see you in 2 weeks. Best of luck. Maintain your course. And he'll look at Amelia.
It gives him just a curious little smile.
I believe she's going to survive. I think.
Well,
I think
hopefully-
that's what it was. Most of them aren't.
Well,
But
hope-
currently
hopefully-
she's going to.
hopefully she doesn't go the way of the previous Samish that Amelia had relations with.
And how was that?
I don't know. How did she taste?
Like fear. You know, the last thought that flickered through her head, she was terrified. I've never known as a Mish to know fear before.
Well, she was a shovelhead, so she didn't have any proper training.
I see.
I bet she didn't even know about the rules of hospitality either. And he says that with clear disgust.
Well, I'm glad to hear that one will survive, Tanner. If she proves herself, then we shall see where she goes. Who knows? Maybe she'll be a worthy one for the cause.
If you're not careful, Amelia, she might be an adversary. And he'll just chuckle at that.
That's the thing with adversaries. You make them your best allies.
Keep your friends closer, keep your enemies closer.
Something like that. Why have an enemy when you can have the greatest thing in the world? He just shrugs.
Touche.
We're all a brotherhood here. We don't seek enemies out unnecessarily. But if they present themselves, well, she just licks her lips. I'll put them down. Kind of
That
just
couldn't have a better tactus.
she just hold her side, wincing slightly. She kind of rubs one of the remaining ag wounds on her body.
Christian ignores it.
Well, she just kind of stand up. I must feed. I have to get rid of the last of this.
Kind of just Christian smiles widely, kind of very creepily, and waves his hand in front of the shovel heads.
Amelia just makes her way out, looking with this very hungry look in her eyes, like she's about to go out and hunt, essentially.
Yeah. Does Amelia leave Tanner there, or does Amelia grab Tanner?
If Tanner wants to come with, she isn't ordering you. If Tanner wants to stay, he'll stay. It's that type of thing. It's if you want to go, we're going. I'm going now. It's up to you, buddy. That type of look.
Well, since Tanner probably rode with Amelia, he probably shouldn't be walking all the way back to the packing. Because that's a long walk.
She doesn't mind. You just get to go. You just get to accompany Amelia as while she hunts.
And unless there's someone who wants to do something, anyone who wants to do anything else, I believe this will be the moment we end our scene. Thank you very much, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.